Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums, and I want to show you what I made using a 12 by 12 paper pack down on the farm from Doodlebug. I actually had two of these and I wanted to make a shaped album. So I can't give you a tutorial because I used a cut file from Lori Whitlock that was shaped like a barn, and you really have to purchase it, and it was using the Cricut machine to cut it out. Let me show you what I made. So, of course, I made two albums. They're almost exactly the same. Almost. There's a couple of minor differences, but the big one is on the front. One of them has a boy and a dog, and one of them has a girl and the cat. I toyed with the idea of switching the cat and the dog, but that's what I ended up with. So I made the base on my Cricut, and I actually cut out all of the pages using the Cricut. And again, if you didn't purchase the cut file from Lori Whitlock, you know, I just decided not to do a tutorial on this. So this measures, it's about 8 3/8 tall, and including the cinch binding, it's about 8.5 wide going up to here. So it's fairly big, but then the pages are obviously a little smaller. I don't know if you can see, but I did use my scoreboard and scored down here, made lines, and it just added a little bit of dimension to it. And I don't know, I just thought I just liked it. So let me show you. I'm just going to grab one of these and show you what's inside it. So I used a 1-inch cinch binding. It's still got a lot of room for photos. I wanted to go with a bigger binder, bigger coil, just so there was room. I made this on my Cricut. I just printed it out and did an offset and cut it out. So I just felt like it needed a title at the front, and all of the titles that came with the collection and the odds and ends, nothing really would work for this, so I had to make my own. And I did buy some different cut files besides the barn. You know, like the chicken. I just bought a couple of different cut files so I could add it to the pages because it didn't come in, or not enough, or the right orientation came in the odds and ends. Anyhow, so we've got a little mouse here on top of the milk. There's flowers. I cut that in half and added some of the, what do you call the flowers that are dimensional? Shape sprinkles. That was that. I took some of the flowers out, and I still have a bunch left, so we'll talk at the end of the video on what I'm going to do to smash the rest of the stash. So we've got the girl and we've got her cat, and I'll open it inside. So first, you could see the pages are almost barn shaped. They're a little irregular because I wanted to make sure there was enough room here for the coil. So inside, I used a lightweight chipboard knowing that I was going to add some layers. So on top of the lightweight chipboard, and I, by the way, took a marker and edged it so it was black. If you use black chipboard, that would work, but my heavyweight chipboard won't cut on my maker. It would, but I'd rather just cut lightweight chipboard. It cuts like butter, and then you layer it, and it's pretty darn sturdy. On top of that, I put a piece of heavyweight black cardstock, and then a piece of red cardstock, and then this paper from the collection I cut on the Cricut. We've got just a little hidden photo mat inside here. That goes in there. And then this has a little pocket here. I used one of the stickers from the collection. And then this goes like this, and this goes like that. I did put a sticker here knowing full well that if you were to put a photo, you're going to cover it, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. So you can get 5 photos there, and plus whatever you want to put in the pocket and whatever you want to put on here. So that's like 6, 7. If you put a photo on the back here, that's 8. So we're not even into the pages of the book, and you already can put 8 photos. Here I took one of the cut aparts and put it on some cardstock. left that as a journal spot, and then added a 4x4 little photo mat. And I left this blank. I was going to add stickers and whatnot, but I thought, you know what? This would be great to journal on, and you could add a photo on here instead of journaling, or journal in both spots, or leave that blank. In any case, I just left it the way it was. Added one of those elements from the odds and ends. So here we've got a little bit larger photo mat. This is, the black part is 4.5, and it's 4.5 by 4.5. So you could put easily a 4x4 photo, but even a little bigger if you want. We've got the sheep. He's open on the side. And here, see, that's open, is a little photo mat. So this photo mat is 3.5 by 4 plus the tab part. So there's room for a couple of photos right there. And then here we've got one of the journaling cards that I layered on white cardstock on black cardstock. Put some of the clouds from the odds and ends. Cut one of these border strips. I just thought that was great. I loved the black, white, and the turquoise. And then that will open like that. So you can put some photos there. Cute, cute, cute. I mean, I love the pages. And basically you'll notice that I did use the coordinating pages. Like the back of this was the cow print. And if you were to cut, do I have one that's cut so you can see? Not really. I cut them all down. But if you were to cut one of the barn shaped here, do one in the correct orientation, and then usually the back side has something plain, you could do the other one in the other orientation, so you could get two on a page. You just have to figure out how to do it like this. That's not the right orientation, but that you could use anyway. So if you do it, one's going to be the correct orientation, one's going to be the flip orientation. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's how you could get a lot out of using the paper. Loved the cows because the cow print was fun. Sort of fun having the blue with the cows. I don't know, I just thought that was fun. But I added a little green photo mat just to pull out a different color on here rather than the black and white and blue. That is part of the border strip that I fussy cut, and then added some of those swirly stickers that come from the collection. And then one of the cows down there. And then here, a larger photo mat and one of the journaling cards there. And I added one of the blue ribbons. I actually put can you see the enamel dot in there? I just thought it was fun. Of course, this is layered on white and then layered on black, so you can put a larger than normal picture. Of course, nothing is going to be 4x6 or ready to put a 4x6. You will have to trim it down. But for instance, this black photo mat, or the black part of it, is 5.5 by 4.75. So you can put sort of a large picture there. You can cut down a 4x6 photo. You know, you usually will get some sky that you don't want or whatever, and you can put it there. The pages, by the way, I made the pages out of 110-pound cardstock. You layer on, you know, something on that side, something on this side, and it's a pretty sturdy page. So I decided to put some smaller photo mats here. The white part is 3.25 by 3.25, so I have two. It's open, so you can still tuck a photo in there, but I just wanted one for a couple of smaller ones. Have sunshine here and the pig there. And then here we've got the farmer boy and farmer girl. I put one of the stickers that says E-I-E-I-O, added some flowers and a pitchfork. One of the flowers is one of the enamel sprinkles from here just onto there, and another shaped sprinkle there. And that'll open like that. Here we have the chickens. Here I brought in some of the petite prints. I think it's the petite prints, or it's it's petite print. The gray with the polka dot, just to coordinate with this. Just bring in something a little different. And then here we have the checkerboard, and here's that petite print gray with the chicken wire on the other side. There's an enamel chicken here and a couple of enamel chicks there. The sticker that says Rise and Shine. And of course, we've got the tuck spot here with, with journaling cards there. So you could put 4 pictures on this spread. One there, and one on the back there, and one on the back there. Of course, they're going to be smaller. Those are 3x4 cut apart, so you could put a little less than 3x4, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Here we've got the horses. I made a pocket. I put one of the border strips on the pocket, took one of the odds and ends with the apple tree there, and I made just a card with some of the petite prints, a photo mat there. I did sort of like a bookmark style, tag style there. I guess I could have put some wording on there. And that is for the cut apart. And then here's room to put a photo. Now this is open, so you could put a photo in there. I just like the green with the brown. I thought it went together real well. I took one of the apples and stuck it there on the fence. And the horse is looking longingly at the apple. One of the sticker sheets. And on the back page, there is one whole sheet of this sort of bandana looking stuff. I put a heart there. I was going to put a word from the sticker sheet. But, you know, I don't know what word I would put. Country? I guess I could, but I have country up there. I could have taken that off, and I don't know. So that's just what we got. So this will open like that, so you could put photos in there. It'll look fabulous. These are, of course, 4x4. There were 9 of them on a page, so you could choose what colors you wanted. I liked having the black with everything here. And then there is a tuck spot where I put the journaling card, photo mat, whatever you want to call it. And then there's 2. I think this is one flipped around just to coordinate with the colors, and then something you can journal on here. And not that you can tell, but this piece of the print and this piece are actually 2 different pieces. It's cut in half here. Just that way I could get as much out of one sheet as possible, so I had more room for here. But just, you know, one of those secrets on how to do it. And then the back cover, I just added this border strip. This is actually 2 stickers from the sticker sheet. There was one here. What did it say on it? Can't remember. But I took this one on it. It said howdy. And you could have used the howdy, but this said farm fresh. So I just layered that on top of there just to add something to the back. And then there we go. So again, I made 2 using the same style. I mean, almost everything is the same in here. I think I have the cow on this side, and on this one the cow's on, whoops, here, let me show you. On the other one the cow's on this side here, the cow's on the right side. So just little things like that. They were a lot of fun to do. I enjoyed it. It sort of went fast because the Cricut did a lot of the work. I just cut the pages. It took me maybe an hour and a half to cut all the pages, and then this morning I decorated it. And there we go. So at the farm, using Doodlebugs down on the farm. So I made these 2 albums. I hope you enjoyed looking at them. They were really fun to make, especially with the Doodlebug. I will be showing you another project using the rest of that stash. People have been asking how I made some of those smaller mini albums, so I'll do a really quick tutorial on that next. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see what is happening. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day.